Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to see everybody here tonight, and of course, everyone will join in as we go along. This being a live stream. Now, first off, I want to make an announcement. Tomorrow, there will be a. Hey, will you go grab my phone? There will be a live stream on the Military Ration Museum channel, and I will provide a link in that, or a link for that in the chat here in just a moment. And then after the video, I will also put a link in the comments, so if anybody has trouble finding it, you can come back to this live stream, go to the very top of the comments, and it will be right there. That's fine. So I'm going to pull that up right now. Let me double check here, make sure that I still have it copied. I do. Okay. So I'm going to be there in just 1 second. Okay. Coming up in the chat right now is the link to tomorrow's live stream on the Military Ration Museum channel. What is the notification sound coming from? I hope you guys can make it to that. Last week was the first ever live stream. Well, not the first ever, but the first recent live stream on the Military Ration Museum channel. I hope you guys can make it to tomorrow's. I will do my best to be there. I will most likely be there. Sebastian, my little dog, man, he's killing me. Gosh. If there's anybody in the comments or comes in the comments that is a veterinarian or is very well versed in veterinary care, the little guy has congestive heart failure. We've been giving him just water pills, Lasix, because that's what they told us to do and what they gave us. But if anybody has any suggestions on anything that I can do to help the little guy out, been giving him exercise as much as I feel like he can handle. I don't know what else to do. I honestly don't know. So I've been thinking about a couple things. I've been thinking about doing some sort of a podcast with ration reviewers and setting it up where you guys can see both of us and we sit down and I ask some questions and basically just I ask some questions and see where the conversation goes with some people. That's an idea that I've had. Now, another idea that I've had is I think I want to do a quote-unquote sort of contest. Now, I don't know what the prize will be. I want to make it something good, like a small ration collection. You know, I want it to be 3 or, somewhere along the lines of 3 really good rations or something like that as the prize. And the contest would be to send in a ration of your, that you make up, of anything that you can think. It doesn't matter if it's stuff from the grocery store, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be from a ration. Just items in general that you can make up, that you can make a ration out of, and send it in for a live stream. We'll check it out. And then, after, how would we have to do that? We'd have to do it like in month increments because, whoever sends them in a month, that'd be a winner out of the 4 that were featured on a live stream or something. It's just an idea that I'm having. I'm kind of going through it. I've thought about it before, but I'm now going through it out loud, and it makes me think of other things while I'm, talking about it out loud. Anyways, tonight I'm going to be going through this. This is kind of going to be like the appetizer, so this will come in a few minutes, and hopefully by doing this, I'll be able to keep the live stream a little bit shorter for you guys tonight. We're going to check out Minotaur's new French onion soup, which Bob and Renee both kind of rave over and say that it's really fantastic. So I will try it out and let you guys know what my thoughts are on that. Everybody's palate is different, though. I've got to stress that. It's something that I've said before, and I'll continue to say, but something that's fantastic to one person might not be so great to another. That's like, I know people that don't like the corned beef hash meal. Like, you know, that's like, whoa. To me, it's like, wow, how could you not like that? But at the same time, I understand. Like, everybody's palates are curved differently. And whoa, there's Bob. I'll donate the prizes for the contest. Whoa, well, look at that. Bob just came in with a super chat and said that he would donate the prizes for the contest. So not only would you be, because I can't not kick in something really cool, especially with an offer like that from Bob to kick in a prize for the contest. I want to have some sort of contest where you guys come up with the most unique thing that you can come up with, or the most tasty thing that you can come up with, and so on. But thanks so much, Bob, for that super chat. And we are talking about Bob's stuff right now. This is Minotaur. Thanks in advance, Bob, Smitty says. That is a super chat from Mr. Smitty. You guys, you got to check out Smitty's channel, by the way. I do have this handy-dandy little sticker right here, so you'll know what you're looking for when you search him on YouTube. Smitty's MRE reviews. That right there is what you're looking for. So search up Smitty. Go give Smitty a subscribe and tell him that Oldsmokey sent you. If you like his content, no, I'm not telling you got to do anything. I'm just suggesting or asking you to check it out. If you like it, tell him that Oldsmokey sent you and that you subscribe to his channel. Smitty has one of the best channels out there, Readiness Reviews says. Smitty gets creative on many different fronts. I do like the way he breaks rations down in a quick format. That is something I'm trying to implement myself in this most current review that I'm working on with the food packet cold weather. I don't want this thing to be a novel. I don't want it to be a full movie. I want it to be something that's quick, concise. I want the information to be something that you guys, when you hear it, you can retain some of it. If you learn one thing during the review, then I will be happy. If I can pass along some information, that's my whole goal here. Basically, you know, other than my own enjoyment and satisfaction that I get from this, I also want to share the knowledge that I get from all this. Did I get the box from Ohio? I have not received the box from Ohio yet. I'm sorry, Miss Gina, I haven't. No, I haven't gotten it yet. But my post office, that's a conversation I probably shouldn't have on a live stream. I'm sure it'll probably be there Monday, which is when I'll check for it, and I'll let you know. I will email you. It's you'll definitely be the first to know. So I'm also going to check out the. I'm not going to say this the way it should be said, but the Fukitol. The Fukitol. I'm saying it that way on purpose. And then towards the end of this live stream, we'll talk about, you know, I kind of want to open up a little bit and talk about some stuff that I want to get your guys' opinions on, current situations in America. Some of you guys, there's people on this live stream consistently from all over the world, which it baffles me. It's something I never thought was going to be a part of my weekly life, is communicating with everyone from all over the world like this. You know, MREinfo.com really started that and made that possible. Go over there, there's people from all over the world over there that you can make friends with. So if you guys haven't went over to MREinfo.com and checked that website out and became a member of the website, then I don't know what you're doing. Like, you're missing out. It's a great place to be, and it's a great information hub where everybody tries to share their information on rations and their experience with said rations. So we're going to start off and get this French onion soup rolling, because it takes 10 to 15 minutes. Add 8 ounces of water. I'm going to get my bowl here. And that would be like the perfect little bowl to eat soup out of, wouldn't it? 8 ounces of boiling hot water. And I have that right here also on standby. I should have done this sooner and quicker, but of course I'm flapping my jaws, so, you know, that's how it rolls. Thanks, you guys, for the super chats that you sent in there. Super appreciate the super chats. Man, this thing's water spotted from where I've used it and not went and washed it after, because all I had in it was water, so I didn't take it and wash it. But all right, here we go. This is very, very hot water. As you can see it steaming up. Look at that. It's very hot water. It's as hot as it can possibly be. This thermos basically makes it retain, I would say, 90% of the heat. It's just shy of boiling, would be my guess. Alright, let's see what this French onion soup is all about. Oh, look at that. That's a lot better than some other powdered French onion soups that I've seen before. Ooh, it smells really good. It smells very oniony. Take a look here. Now, I'll be the first to tell you guys that I'm not a fan of caramelized or cooked onions, and I'll tell you why. I like the flavor that onions add. I will put onions in dishes that I cook, but I will also remove those onions because I'm a texture type eater. I don't like the slimy, gooey, slippery type stuff that that the onions bring with it. So let me add the water here. Very nice and dark. Beef stock, I'm going to guess, is what our main base is in this. Let's take a look at the ingredients list real quick. Onion is the first ingredient, so all those chunks of onions, that's what's most, that would be when you look at an ingredients list, the first thing on there is what's going to be the most substantial item in there. It's going to contain the most of that item, and then it's going to go down from there. So second is beef broth base, and we're okay. Maltodextrin's the next ingredient. Non-GMO cornstarch, natural butter flavor, dry buttermilk natural flavor. Everything sounds good on there. We got a little cane sugar in there, looks like. Black pepper, ginger, natural lemon juice flavor. Yeah, wine powder, roasted garlic. Yeah, let's okay. Before I go any further, let me get a real quick stir. Find my spoon that I want to use. Right here. A quick stir. And we're gonna place this packet back over top of it to retain some of the, well, most of that heat, hopefully, in the soup. Okay, I think that's stirred up well enough, and I'm going to use this to set over top and set it off to the side. Alright, next up, I'm going to go ahead and check out this Fukitol right here. Great novelty to have in your stash, your collection, or stuff that you'll be using in an emergency situation. Like it says, there's 100 milligrams of this in there. Looks like we got our chocolate and candy coated sunflower seeds here. There you go. Eat 4 every half hour, as needed, so you can tolerate. Some people like that are hanging out in the that Chaz place, or whatever they're calling it. What a joke! Can't believe we're allowing this crap to go on, to be 100% honest. Oh, I better not set that on there. It's haven't seen Pilot Bread crackers in a ration since the MCIB units. Oh yeah, the pilot breads slash crackers, round crackers, round salted crackers, more or less. What used to is it? Who used to have? It was a civilian ration. Who used to put the pilot? They called it pilot bread in the in their MREs. Was it MRE Star that done that, or was it? Might be a different company that does that. What's up, Dub C? See Umberto, Miss Gina. Don't feel a bit bad about it, Miss Gina, because you're not doing it in a malicious way. There are plenty of people out there that are preying on the situation, and they're not going to be using that money to take care of themselves. It's just it's a mess. What you're doing, don't feel bad about it. I think it's great. Next up, we got the Minotaur. Focus. There we go. Minotaur Dark Chocolate Granola Crunch Cereal. There's 360 calories in this pack. It says that you can eat this dry as a snack or add 8 ounces of hot water for cereal, or add 8 ounces of cold milk. Oh. So I'm actually supposed to put like milk in here? I might go get 8 ounces of milk and put in this. I mean, it's not like I'm out in the field or anything, but I guess, what would you guys rather see? Would you rather see me put milk in this, hot water in this? Because I'll eat it either way. Any way. Depending on how you guys tell me to prepare it is when that'll depend on when I prepare it, because I'll probably go in for the French onion soup a little quicker than I'm supposed to, but that's okay. I think it'll be just fine. My water was screaming hot. Oh, everyone's suggesting milk. Mark, crazy question, but I used to know a Mark Berto that worked in the IT field. Is that you? There you go. Mr. Umberto. Are you the IT guy that Bob might have accidentally ran into at some point or another? Bob says hot water. Hot water. Now that'll melt the chocolate immediately if I put hot water in there, I'm sure. Okay, so you know what? That may be your guy. Oh wow, lived in a reservation out west. They lived and traveled and converted. Oh, in a converted Greyhound bus. Oh, that is a lifestyle right there. Something I've never experienced is living like that. So Bob says hot water. I saw a few for milk. Now, of course, I'm going to try it dry. Of course. We're going to pull the French onion soup back over here since I've just kind of been looking through the chat. Yes, it is. Yes, Aletha. That's one of the first things we done, because we knew that was an issue. And to give him his meds, we have like turkey dogs that are low sodium. So yeah, you know how hard it is to find what, I mean, I guess maybe I could start making his food. JK Noob says, get my Tabasco out. For what? For the cereal? Let's see. Let's see, that soup settled a little bit there. The onions are definitely soft and I would say pretty much rehydrated at this point, I think. Alright. Well, I'm going in on the French onion soup. Let's give you guys a good look at that. Some vitamin B. Like just regular vitamin B or like B12 or what type of vitamin B could I give him? Alright, so here's your close-up look. I'm going to have to take it off screen to try it out. Wow. It's just packed with flavor. I feel like the sodium level, salt level in this is about where I would like it. But I think some other people might think it's a little bit salty, which is going to be from that beef base. Because any type of bouillon like that is heavy in sodium. The onions aren't bad. They're not like slimy, like stuff I don't like. Miss Gail, I'm gonna have to do something like that. Well, thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate you, man. I feel like this would go good with something too. I'll tell you what. If it wasn't so hot outside, I would enjoy that a lot more. But talk about a fall or winter time or a cold night, you know, that you're out camping or something. This right here, it's gonna hit the spot. If you like onion flavor, it's packed with it. It's got a really nice beef base that comes through, that it kind of splits with the onion. I would say roughly like 60-40. I would say the onion definitely overpowers everything. I mean, it's the main flavor there, but it's not overpowering. And it tastes really fresh at the same time. If you ordered that in a restaurant and that's what you got, I think you'd be happy. Unless you wanted like cheese in it or something. Okay. I'll probably be returning to that at some point. So I'm going to cover it up with that lid. Well, not lid, but you know what I mean. Now this thing, this can be used as a bowl. Yeah, we'll cut this part off. Oh. Now there aren't any tear notches on there, so you're going to need something to open this, from what I can tell here. I don't know if I can just slice that open like that. Can't see nothing. Let me holy cow, look at that. Not what I expected. Whoa, CT. Happy early birthday, Smokey Wolf. Dude, thank you so much. That's super awesome of you, man. What is today? Today is, yeah, my birthday is like Wednesday or something. And I plan to be in Kentucky next weekend. So the live stream on my channel next Saturday will be coming from Louisville? Louisa? Where in Kentucky am I going? I don't even remember. Louisville? Let me look at this Minotaur box here real quick. Well, I can't find it. Anyways, I think it's Louisville. Lexington. Okay. Anyways, look at the chocolate in here. Anyways, next week, I've made several trips to northern Minnesota for solo winter camping. Dude, that French onion soup would be awesome for some winter camping, man. Holy cow. But yeah, next week my live stream will be coming from Bob's warehouse, I think. Um, and I think we're going to be kind of doing a little bit of a dual, me and Shocker. I'm planning on bringing a cake so we can do a little birthday cake thing, because I think we're actually going to be there on Shocker's birthday. I think that, let me check. Yeah, next Saturday. It should be next Saturday. So next Saturday, Shocker's birthday. Mine's like Wednesday. So we're going to kind of, I don't know, like that Saturday, definitely going to have some cake or something. But I want to pick through this and try it. Just the chocolate on its own first. This should be dark chocolate, I believe. Really? Jordan, like Michael Jordan? Is this a blueberry? That's a blueberry. Freeze dried, I believe. Give it a try. Mmm. Yeah. Here's the granola. So the dark chocolate, it's got a really nice quality chocolate flavor. The cocoa content seems to be, if I was to guess, roughly about 50%. Maybe a little higher. Maybe 60. It's got that nice little bit of a bitter bite to it. Honestly, I like it dry. Seems like the granola is slightly honey-coated. I'm gonna try all that together and see. Yeah. I mean, I could eat that dry all day long. It's not chewy like I've bought some granola, opened it up, ate it straight out of the bag, and it had this weird. It almost seemed stale, but I know it wasn't. It was just, it seemed stale, like chewy. This has got a really nice crunch to it. Really nice grain flavors. It's great. The granola itself is on point. Now this says to add 8 ounces. Alright, should we do the hot water, guys, since Bob suggested the hot water? I mean, I'm down to do the milk, because I'm a milk guy. I'll just have to go grab 8 ounces of milk out of my fridge real quick. There we go. Cut some. I probably cut too much of that bag off. Now that I think about it, I don't think 8 ounces of anything's going to fit in there. Oops. That was dumb. It might. Yeah. Yeah, it probably will. Get a better look at what we got going on in here. So there we go. After I had a pretty decent handful of it. Oh, I think I took a good bit of the chocolate out of there whenever I dumped it out. I'm not seeing any more blueberries. I think I had the only blueberry in this one. Yep. I know I'm not crazy. Hang on, let me look a little harder. Yep, I had the only blueberry. There's like a little piece of a shaved almond. That looks like a little piece of cranberry or something in there. I like the fruit idea of there being a little bit of fruit up in there. Yep, going for the milk. Going for the milk. I have to let it set, so we'll get that IMP opened up after I get the milk. I'll be right back. Alright, we're going with the milk. Got the milk in hand here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, definitely could have ate all that dry without hesitation. I'm not going to put all that milk in there because I did eat some out of there. I mean, I put most of it in there. I'll just drink it. Now I'm going to have to go wash that before that milk dries up. Alright, setting that off to the side here. Let's get into this shepherd's pie and see what we got going on here. This is a 2019 menu number 18 shepherd's pie. Now, I have actually never had this IMP that I can recall. I don't think I have. So, I look forward to this because this is something that I think I would like. But, you know, again, I've eaten shepherd's pie before from restaurants and things. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it sucks. I do like a shepherd's pie with like a bed of mashed potatoes with like just basically ground hamburger and a nice brown gravy. You know, that right there is, you know, pretty decent in my personal opinion. But let's see what we got in here. Oh, look at that, right on top there. We had the big old crunchy a Kit Kat. Now, first thing I'm going to do, see that? Getting rid of it. Why? Because I have these. Trucker sent these a couple weeks ago whenever I got into his box, and I didn't get to try them out, so that's what's happening. Whoops, right now. Does it go with the IMP? Nope. Do I care? Nope, not really. Don't care. Spent $50 to toss the main, Dub C. Anyway, so guys, yeah. Anybody has an issue with that, you saw that a Kit Kat comes in it. If you're from somewhere other than the U.S., which I don't think we have these here in the U.S., but we have Kit Kats, but not these that I can recall. I don't remember seeing these in grocery stores or anything, but they may be. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'd have to look into it. Let's see what we got here. There's our shepherd's pie. A little bit of the nutritionals there. Only 170 calories in this? Wow. Look at that. Extra lean ground beef, I would say. Extra lean. Potatoes, water, onions, super sweet corn. Oh yeah, I forgot about the corn. Worcestershire sauce. Wow, I mean, that's a nice list of ingredients to start out with. Very nice and pure. I like that. Here we have, ooh, the date square. I actually like these. I know a lot of folks don't. There's our date code. The 239th day. Love the 5-digit. I'm going to, like, really seriously try to talk the people at Natick into starting to use a 5-digit date code. It just seems so simple. Print the extra number. What could the cost be behind adding that extra number? I mean, if there's not a spot on it on the printer, like if the printer doesn't have a 5th spot to add that number, then okay. Like, I get it. But if it does, like, how much could that ink cost? I mean, I know we're talking about millions and millions and millions of meals being printed up. But at the same time, like, you know, it's stamped and printed. Let's add that extra number. So there's never any confusion. Which, doing this stuff as long as I've been doing it, and a lot of us, like, there's not... We can pretty much figure out what something is, when it's from, fairly quickly. Right? Like, I don't have any issues myself with finding out which era something is from. But some people do, and it just makes it a whole lot simpler for everybody. Oh, man. Where's the bun? Dude, I was so looking forward to having a hamburger bun. Ugh. Tortillas. What is this? No. No. Canada, what are you thinking? Come on. Can't be doing that to me. Here we have the vanilla drink mix. This is actually pretty good. It's how would I put this? It's kind of like vanilla quick, like Nestle's Quick. If you guys have ever had the vanilla one that they sell at like grocery stores, that's what it's very similar to. Is that vanilla quick? Ooh, here we go. We got some Canadian strawberry jam. Right on, right on, right on. All right, all right, all right. Looking forward to that. I love some jam. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I love it. Here we have our ice sports drink, which is it's our Breaking Bad. This is our Breaking Bad sports drink. Not only is it called ice, it's also blue, which is quite fitting. Whoa, here we go, Dub C. Warm up the date square. Happy early birthday, Oldsmokey. The MRE community is awesome. Excited for Ration Museum stream tomorrow. Me too, man. And I was talking to, thank you for the super chat, by the way, Dub C. I was talking to, hang on, CT, I'll get to you in just a second. I was talking to Ruler Yak, and he said that he'd come up with some good ideas for his live stream tomorrow, so I am actually looking forward to that. And real quick, I'm kind of long into the live stream. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but there's a reason why I'm doing new food right now. I have an extensively long 2 weeks coming up. This week, this coming weekend, and all of next week. Like, well, not next week, but the week after. There's a lot happening. I'll be leaving, like, Thursday. I'll be leaving Thursday to go to Kentucky. And, of course, we'll be live streaming there Saturday. So I got to take at least on Wednesday. I've got to round up some stuff that I want to do and want to take for some live streams. I'll probably be taking a little bit more risks once I get there. And, you know, I've got that pretty much behind me. I just didn't want to eat something old tonight and then have issues all week and not be able to get much done because typically I don't have any issues. But for some reason, over the last, I don't know, couple months, I've had a few run-ins with vintage food that have pretty much kicked my rear end, and I just didn't want to do that. So now let me scroll down here. Now again, thank you Dub C for that super chat, man. And you guys go check out Dub C's channel. I think he's going to be there at the upcoming meetup, so I'll see him next Saturday. And yeah, you guys can go check out his channel. And I'll probably change the whole description on that live stream to just have links from everyone that is there. So Shocker will be there, Dub C will be there. I'll get links to all their channels. That will be the only thing in the description of that particular live stream. Next up, we have CT. Add the coffee to the vanilla shake. Add 2 cups of water. Don't heat it. Renee is a genius. I actually just watched your video earlier today. It honestly, it auto-played after something else that I'd clicked on. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember. Anyways, but your video where you were sitting there talking to, that's not the video. It was the video before that. So you had like a video or a live stream that came up where you had somebody with you, and you guys ate sweetened condensed milk to start it out with. So you'd have to remind me of which video / live stream that was. But I just watched that. You said to add the... Now, I don't have regular coffee here. I wish they did put more regular coffee in this, because I like the Canadian coffee. Which this is good too. Don't get me wrong. The sweet and creamy is good, but a lot of people don't like, you know, fully loaded coffee like that. So, you know what I mean? What else? What else we got in here? This feels like, oh, whoa, not what I thought. Look at that. Ketchup. And it's in like a different looking package too, what I remember. Well, the last ketchup that I saw didn't look like this. So, cool looking ketchup. I wonder who makes this. Thermopack, LLC. Stone Mountain, Georgia. I bet you that's some quality ketchup right there. It ain't fancy. It ain't no fancy ketchup, I'll tell you that. It's going to be some runny ketchup. So, I guess the designation fancy ketchup actually pertains to it being a thicker, darker ketchup. I didn't know that. Found that out recently, but yeah. Something for your knowledge bank from mine. Here we have some, okay, so I had a little stream fart there. It, silent but deadly. Okay, we got some peanut butter to go along with that strawberry jam. Now we're getting into the extras, boring stuff. We have the Canadian hot beverage bag, or just beverage bag. We got the super boring, unnecessary Tic Tacs. I mean, yes, they will cure some stank breath for a few minutes, but it's nothing that'll last. They need to go back to the chewing gum. Here we have our white book of Canadian matches with white tips. These are going to be made by Eddie Match, I believe. Let's double check. Product of the USA. What do we got here? Okay. Uh-oh. Another stream fart. Eddie Match. Yep. Pembroke, Ontario. Made in Ontario. That's weird. It says product of the USA, but it's not. I would consider that not. Ontario's not the US, right? Ontario, Canada. Here we have our little maple leaf wet nap. You got to add your own water to that. They don't come wet, so if you're out of water, if you ain't got no water, you're screwed. That thing's useless, which I think is silly to not have a wet nap in there. And here we have our Canadian foot blanket, or butt ration, whatever you want to call that. If your feet are cold, you can cover your feet up with that thing. And we have what I really like. This is going to be an 8-inch spork. So the United States spoon. Do I have one out of the package here? Should have. Nope, I guess I don't. Anyway, let me grab one. So as you can see, right there, the U.S. spoon. They're very, very, very similar, other than Canadians made this into a sport, which I think is great. And they also made it an inch longer. It is legitimately an inch longer. So that's an 8-inch Canadian spork. And that's your 7-inch U.S. spoon, which is partially biodegradable, which I think the Canadian one probably is too. I don't know that for a fact, though, so don't quote me on that. That is everything from a 2019 Shepherd's Pie, menu number 18. Now, before we move on, I'm going to leave all this laid out right here, like so. And we're going to check out. I'm going to use this. I'm going to check out our cereal. It's been sitting there for a while now. Looks like our chocolate has dissolved, I think. No, maybe. Just about. Do want to give this a try with the fresh palette that I got going on right there. That should have the focus. Focus. That should have the piece of chocolate in there. I can't take my hand away to get this thing in focus. Come on. I want a close up. Close up. There it is. Oh, close up. There we go. Close up. Anyway, so there is your... This is the Dark Chocolate Granola. What is it? Minotaur Dark Chocolate Granola Crunch cereal. Here we go. Down the hatch. That's really nice with the milk. It really soaked up a lot more than I thought it did. I mean, you can see it kind of fluffed up there. It's got a really nice crunch to it still, though, in the center. So it's not overhydrated. This would be a great breakfast. I would really enjoy this as a breakfast. Get some of the, like, there's chunks of nuts in there, which are really nice, because I really like to get that type of a crunch in my granola, even in my cereal. Alright, I don't want to fill up on that. I will be finishing that, though. I'm sure. The dark chocolate plays into that just slightly, I would say. Alright. Shepherd's pie. Going to get boiled. And I do have a couple flameless ration heaters. Canadian flameless ration heaters. I got some a long time ago. Sent some out to Steve and Sticky Fingers, a few, Gusto, a few people. And I believe Trucker sent me some. And then I had to move a bunch of stuff because of the TV show. I had to move a bunch of stuff around. And I don't remember where I put them. But you guys know it's a live stream. I'm at home. Best thing for me to do is put this in there on the boil anyway. And you're also going to see me do this. This. That. And that. And that. And that. So I have gathered quite a few extras. And I always throw that stuff in whenever I'm sending somebody a package or something. You can ask anybody who's ever gotten a package from me. Like, it's always got extras in it. Not only like extra stuff like this, but also like just stuff, extra stuff, cool stuff that you can open right up, and you don't have to worry about opening a ration to try something new out or something like that. So I always try to add that extra stuff in there. But yeah, we'll get to talking about that contest thing again here shortly, because I think that could be fun. You know, be interactive. It also maybe spark someone's creativity, but also it'll get featured on a live stream, and we can all, you know, I guess, critique it, criticize it, whatever. Again, though, I mean, everybody's palate's different, though, so I can't, you know, my opinion doesn't matter that much, is what I mean. I think I'm going to heat this date square up just as long as I'm going to heat up the shepherd's pie, because I don't care. It's not going to hurt it, as long as I don't overboil either one. Oh, look at that. I didn't expect it to look like that. And it's kind of bloated. That's weird. Why is the date square bloated? Come on, Canada. Does this have a hole in it? Hang on a second. Huh. Well, there's our date square. Usually these are in a vacuum sealed package. I've never seen one look like this. I mean, it's like, it's literally, it's bloated. Maybe you guys can see that. You can hear it. I don't know if that means that there's something bad in that and they just haven't caught it yet. I don't know. Both of these production dates, 151st day 2018 and 239th day 2018. Now these are 2019 rations that were packaged in 2019, but some of these things were manufactured in 2018. So I'm going to go heat this stuff up, and I'll be right back. This is all I got to heat up. Figure it out. All right. Shit. Ugh. All right. Call it 51 minutes that I threw it in there, so it needs to come out at 57. So I think 6 minutes is plenty of time in boiling water. You know, you guys think what you want, but honestly, really, 4 minutes is plenty of time. Really, that stuff is ready to eat. Anytime you have a meal like that, it's ready to eat. You can eat it cold. So all you're doing is heating it up so it's more pleasurable to eat. So let's be honest, like that could be heated up in like 2 minutes all the way through if you're throwing it in a full boil of water. So anyway, let's get the tray out. Get some stuff trayed up. Now, these I may not be indulging in because, like, I don't know. We'll have to see what the shepherd's pie looks like. I just don't see these tortillas fitting into this meal very well. Right, throwing these extras over here out of the way. I forgot to take the measuring cup in there and rinse it out, so I'm going to have to do that because it's got milk in it and it's drying up at the moment. I don't know about you guys, but dealing with dried up milk ain't something I want to do. My ice drink. Okay, we got our ketchup right there. Vanilla drink. And we got our peanut butter and jelly right there. Which, I guess you can do the peanut butter and jelly on the tortillas. Which is, I mean, it's okay. Peanut butter and jelly tortillas are okay. I mean, if that's all you have out in the field, that, you know, all you have is this meal, that's it. Take one tortilla as your bread product for your shepherd's pie, and one tortilla, you squirt all of your peanut butter and all of your jelly over on there. Now, that's a 20-gram pack, both of those 20-gram packs. Both of these made by Thermopack. Also, the ketchup is 15 grams, made by Thermopack. Where do we start? Need a cup. Go on Gremlins. Put some blue drink in there. A good old Breaking Bad drink. There we go. Man, this stuff smells so good. It's like eating a blue sweet tart. That's exactly what it tastes like. Or pixie stick, sorry. A blue raspberry pixie stick. That's what the powder tastes like. I'm curious here. Hang on a second. So this doesn't have, looking at the ingredients, I do not see any fruit flavoring. I see artificial flavor, sorbic acid, tricalcium phosphate, It contains soy, sugar dextrose, citric acid, salt, malic acid, potassium citrate. So, I don't know. I think it's some sort of blue raspberry-ish type flavor. But, of course, don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. I mean, it tastes kind of blue-like to me. Blue is a flavor. All right, 1 minute, and I'm going to get the food. We got 250 milliliters to add to this. A little bit more. All right. There, should do. It's about 250 milliliters. Give it a quick stir. So Trucker says to add the coffee to the vanilla drink mix. And to add, how much water did you say to add, Trucker? Did I see 2 cups? I think I saw. Look what the cat dragged in. I think that's what I think you said 2 cups of water. Yep. Okay, so 2 cups. 2 QOs. 2 QOs. 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 2 QOs. I knew what you meant. I was just messing with you. 2 QOs. QOs. I don't know how to say that. QOs. 2 cups. Will this package hold 2 cups of water? Will this package hold 2 cups of water? I don't think it will. But 2 cups of water. That's only 16 ounces. Yeah, that'll hold that. Let me go grab the main and the date square real quick. Be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry for the delay, folks. That's just all part of it. Gotta go get it, heat it up. And, yet again, I walked in there, did not take... Alright, hang on. I'll be right back. I gotta go wash out this measuring cup because, well, it's going to bother me until I do. So, be right back. Okay. Sorry guys, I don't like having to walk away from the live stream like that, but also don't like dried milk. So, alright. So this is going to get 2 cups cold water. Oh, get over there. Along with this sweet and creamy coffee. go. Although I wouldn't mind having a cup of coffee. A hot cup of coffee. Do I want a hot cup of coffee? I do. You know what? I'll have to do that some other time, Trucker. I'm in the mood for a hot cup of coffee. Sorry, buddy. I'll experiment with that at a later date. That, or I might make a small, yeah, I'll do that. I'll make a small mix there somehow of the two. Somehow. I'll do that somehow. I'll mix the vanilla drink, yeah, obviously, with cold water. Go. This is going to be made with hot, because that's what I'm just craving a cup of coffee for some reason. I ain't had one in a while. It seems like I didn't have one last week for some reason. There wasn't one in that ration. And I don't drink coffee every day or anything, so there we go. I could probably take a little bit more. Go. It's not going to be very strong, so like I've done many times before, I'm going to add a little bit of this Nescafe that I got here on the standby with this little Polish spoon, I think it was, out of the SRG. Drop the spoon in the process. That's par for the course. Ba-bling. What's up, gun dog? Quick stir. Bob Ross making his appearance. Ain't seen him in a minute. Because I ain't had a cup. I'm telling you, I don't think I've had a cup of coffee in a ration on a live stream in weeks. It's been a while. Alright. Vanilla drink mix. Oh yeah. How much water does this thing call for? I'm going to add more than it calls for sure. It doesn't say. But I can tell you now that the powder comes all the way up to the line. So I don't know, like, if you added only the amount of water that it suggests, you would have virtually pudding. And I've done that before. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of it being super duper thick like that. I'll show you. I'll show you how much water that would be. That's it. That's all the water. That was like maybe 4 ounces. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up this way. Maybe. Try to. Very hard to mix when you don't use very much water. It's so thick. Let's take a look at it. Oh, look at that. It's seriously like, look, hang on. You guys see that? It's like pudding. Alright, sorry guys. It's getting considerably more water. Yeah, that legit is like vanilla pudding. Alright, so I've added about 1 cup of water to that so far, a little more. Bringing it up to about where I like it, which is roughly double the water, I would say, than what the line has on it. As far as like how much is actually in here. Now when you first add that water in and it comes up to that line and the powder's dry, it's kind of sitting on top of the powder, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you're supposed to mix it and drink it. I'm going to dump that over into a cup. I don't know why I'm going to dump it into a cup, but I am, just for the heck of it. Then I'm going to attempt, I'm not going to dump it all out. Oh, I didn't mix that well. Oh, crap. That was like chunky. Hold on. Well, back to the drawing board. Yikes. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, let's see what we got now. That'll work. Alright, now what I'm going to do over here is add about half of this coffee. If I can do it without spilling it, we'll see. Didn't spill it too bad. We got a mix. Got a little cleanup to do, but nothing major. Let's see what this is looking like. Ooh, look at that. I'm going for this first. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really good. It's like a French vanilla cappuccino. Yeah, that's pretty spot on to what that is like. Clean this coffee up here. That's good enough. Well, made a mess of my napkin. Alright, let's see what this shepherd's pie's got going on. Date square can stay in the package there, so maybe it'll stay warm. This thing was so bloated that it was like, the way it was floating was unreal. It was like it could have been used as a flotation device and maybe kept a person afloat. It was extremely buoyant. Alright, let's see what we got here. There we go. You got your corn, taters, and your ground meat. Very lean. Ooh, it smells really good. Yum, yum. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Juices. Yeah. As you can tell, my table's got a bit of a lean to that way. I think most of the weight is on my table back there. Didn't get it all out, so trusty old spork out here. Try to get it all out. Trying. Come on. Get out of there. There you go. Get some grease up in this mug. That looks pretty daggone good, I gotta say. This kind of reminds me of like the KFC famous bowls. You got mashed potatoes, corn. Mashed potatoes is the base, and then you got corn, chicken, cheese. And I think that's it on that famous bowl thing. But, alright, well, fling a little piece of ground meat over there. I am ready to get myself a bite, get me a greasy bite of this Let's see if I can get you a better look. There we go. Look at that. It's looking pretty daggone good. Alright, here we go. Down the hatch. Wow. That's quite salty too. I'll tell you what, that juice, though, it adds another dimension to it. I can tell. It is very juicy and it's like just in itself. The meat is a high quality meat. That is some really nice fine ground beef. The corn has a nice bite to it, so you have that really nice corn texture in there, which is great. The potatoes still have a nice little bite to them. I'm going to try a potato on its own. Try to here. I mean, they're a little bit mushy. The potatoes are. Yeah. But that, to me, is screaming for a bun. And I just happen to have some hamburger buns. I don't always have hamburger buns on hand, but today I do. So, I will be adding it to this meal. And it's not far off from what a Canadian bun would be. Now, of course, it's going to be a little bit different because it's not exactly shelf stable, but it is shelf stable. Any bread that we get just about is shelf stable. So, I think having a bite of this on the bun, like that, is going to be where it's at. Let's see. Oh, wow. That is so good. Of course, that's like a really nice open-faced sandwich. But the way all these flavors mix together, the beef, the potato, the corn, that really nice beef stock that's in there, it's really good. This is a high-quality meal. I would love to see this show up in the U.S. lineup. This is definitely one of my, I would say one of my new favorites. I really like this meal. It's really quite good. And I'll tell you guys the reason why I picked this tonight. This is one of the double menus. And it is also one of the menus that I thought that I would really like. And as I explained, I wanted to eat new food, so I didn't have any issues this week at all. And this is a way for me to do that. And wow. Alright, so now we're going to try some ketchup on here. I don't want to cover it yet, so just going to do like so. I don't know how much ketchup to put on it because I've never done this before. It's the first time I've ever had this IMP menu. Alright, let's see. The ketchup does add a little bit of something to it. A little bit of tanginess, of course. A little bit of sweetness from the tomato. And a little bit of, almost a little bit of sourness at the same time. A lot going on with that ketchup. Honestly, though, the best way I've had it so far is this right here. Right on the bread, like that. Yeah, this is really good. As much of that juice in the fork as possible. Sport, whatever. Lots of corn in that bite. A little meat. There you go. Good enough. Well, that's a win. I can tell you right now, these won't absorb the juices here. And that's what's making this so good, I think. It's one of the things. Having that, all that flavor absorb into the bread is nice. Yeah. How about I just dump it all back off on the tray like that. Yeah, CT, good idea. Hit that thumbs up, folks. Yeah, I was watching that video of CT's earlier today and he was talking about the live streams and how hard it is to get into a live stream if you're not. Well, I don't think he'd been at a live stream at that point, or the way he was talking about it. And he's right. Rewatching a live stream's tough, especially if you weren't there. There's some live streams I'll rewatch of people, some that I can't, and that's why I'm really adamant about getting back to pumping out some regular videos. I've really got to get into that, so that is coming. History Savior just popped in. He said he's only got a second, that he's camping and filming tonight. Hope you and everyone are well. Much love to all of you. Well, History Savior, guys, great guy. Talk to that guy a lot. Me and him text back and forth. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, he's doing a lot to try to... he's really trying to preserve history over there, and I definitely want to give him props for that. So, guys, go check out History Savior's channel. Check out what he's doing. If you like what he's doing, hit that subscribe button. Tell him that Oldsmokey sent you. And I'd really appreciate that. And if you guys like the live streams or don't like the live streams, hit the thumbs up or down. I am not one to shy away from constructive criticism either. So if you have some sort of actual constructive criticism, if you're not just wanting to be mean, because there's a lot of people pop on the internet, of course, that just like to be mean. And of course, since the TV show, I've gotten a lot more of those folks coming around that seem like that they think they know everything, and or they just want to push your buttons. So I try not to let that stuff bother me. Sometimes it does, but most of the time, no, it doesn't. It's just kind of, human nature. Someone's being mean for it to bother you a little bit. But can't let the trolls get to you either, so. It's not easy to eat off the tray. Should have ate it out of the bag. Been easier. Man. Dang it. One little tiny spot of my black background was showing. And shepherd's pie landed on it. Just my luck. Yeah, that ketchup does add up. I mean, about halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, it's a nice little change up. I like that. So I've been on a diet, and I ain't been eating stuff like this, so today's kind of a treat. And I was pretty hungry. Might as well get that last bite, huh? Last little bit. I would call that done. Well, that says a lot right there. That I actually took the time to finish that while doing a live stream, because I hate making you guys wait at all. But I didn't want to waste any of this at all either. Didn't want to have to reheat it later either. That's what I had to do with corned beef hash, and it wasn't the same. I don't know how to describe it. All right, let me give this vanilla shake a little bit of a stir here. It's got a lot of foam on top of it, for sure. Try our ice. Glace is French. It's definitely some kind of berry. I don't know that it's raspberry, but it's maybe a mix of different berries. Blueberry, raspberry, maybe. Blue raspberry. A little bit of sugar still sitting in the bottom of that. You guys can see that. Let's see if I can get it to focus on it. Yeah. After I stirred it still. Didn't want to. Which is odd. These usually dissolve quite well. Huh. The blue drink is actually pretty good. I mean, it's very, very refreshing. It's got a nice fruity flavor. It goes down easy. It's not overpowering. The food coloring's not overpowering. There's not like a strong chemical flavor to it like there are with a lot of other drinks and stuff that I've had. I almost kind of want to save this for later. You guys want to see the peanut butter and jelly? You tell me, and I'll open this up right now. If not, I'm going to eat this later tonight and go on to the date square and stuff. Let's see how this thing It's like, it's looking kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. It's really hard to get through the foam. Ugh. Man, if I hadn't added that extra water to that, it would have all been foam. And that last yogurt mix that I had, that I think it's mixed berry yogurt mix that you get for you get out of an IMP. I think I had it with the it was in the poutine, I think. Anyway, I mixed that up, ate some of it on the live stream, and it was very frothy and airy. And I thought that I could maybe knock some of that air out of there by dropping the bowl, and it's kind of how you get air out of a cake mix and things like that. I tried to get some of the, and some of the air did come out of it. So I put it in the fridge after I tried to knock as much air out of it as I could to get it really cold. Then I took it out of the fridge and tried to knock more of that air out of it, and it was so frothy and airy. It was hard to eat. I did eat it, but it was very difficult to get down. Smitty, wait a minute. Wife broke his leg for giving her lip. Oh, Smitty's wife broke his leg for giving her lip. Hey, I'm from upstate New York as well, sunshine. Eats. CT, not for medicinal purposes. Won't be long before the old green stuff is legal everywhere, I think. West Virginia will be the last state to adopt that. I can promise you that, just because we like to tend to stay behind the times at least 10 years, so they legalize it this year to be 2030 before it's legal here. That's just kind of a running theme with West Virginia. We're just, yeah. You guys tell me what you think about this, and it would have to be done in the dark. I've been thinking this would all depend on what kind of cell signal I could get. But I've been thinking about going down to TNT and trying to do like just a see what we see type of live stream. Show you guys around, maybe show you like the igloos and stuff. Now that would seriously depend on what kind of signal I could get, or if I could get some kind of signal booster or something like that. So just have to see. What's the problem?
Fireworks.
Oh, okay. So my dog is terrified of fireworks, by the way. Okay, this thing's still nice and warm. Moving on to the date square. And I couldn't open... There we go. The shepherd's pie. That's enough, Stella. Enough. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a date sandwich. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, man. What?
Nothing.
Yeah, you're way past rinsing it out. Oh, don't walk up on me. There we go. Take a look at that. Yeah, these things are somewhat of a gooey mess, especially when they're warm. But let's take a look inside. Look at that. I mean, it just kind of smells like sweet bread and dates. Dates are not the most attractive fruit, or I guess they're a fruit. Here we go. Let's give it a try. It's really nice and moist. Slightly sweet, fruity. There's a heavy grain flavor there. Very heavy. The cake itself is very dense. Because, I mean, it's like a cake. One random thunder roll a few weeks ago. Oh yeah, I love a good thunderstorm. I'm outside listening and watching the lightning, and yeah, I'm a fan of watching a good storm. And my dog hates it. If we have a thunderstorm, oh, she's freaking out. You know what? I forgot about that brewski that I put in the fridge for today's live stream, and I totally forgot about it. Dang it. Well, so that'll have to be on the next live stream that I have here at home. Michael, yes. Fairmont, absolutely. I mean, I'm from West Virginia, so I've heard of just about everywhere in West Virginia. I've been to just about everywhere in West Virginia. At least passed through. These have a very fibrous texture to them. Almost kind of stringy. Especially to the filling. If I can show it to you. Just kind of see there. See that? So it's kind of fibrous and stringy in a way. But I mean, it's a date square, so they definitely went out on a limb making that. Because, let's be honest, they could have made anything else and probably would have been more popular. They could have made like a cinnamon square, which would be really good. Like a maple square. I mean, come on. This thing in a maple, like with pure Canadian maple syrup in there. Oh, or like a solidified maple syrup filling would have been amazing. Let's see how the coffee turned out. I'm sure it's cold by now, just about. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that to be so good and follow that. Man, that followed that date square up. I wasn't going to go back in for more date square, but that coffee, they go so well together. Wow. Yeah, very good. Sunshine Eats says, give him that recipe, sir. I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else. But yeah, there's definitely, I mean, there's 100 different options they could have done here with this square other than dates. Even fig. Fig would be good. But I like a fig Newton. A lot of people don't like fig Newtons. Steve used to send all his fig Newtons to me. And I don't know. I like them, especially the old ones. I've had a few bad old ones, don't get me wrong. There's two different ways an old one can turn out. I've had them both ways. And I'll tell you a video that you can reference of an old fig Newton that I sent to Steve that was one that I don't like. So I sent him one of these civilian Mountain House LRP type rations. And Mountain House actually tried to buy those off of me. They tried to trade me out of them. It was a ridiculous offer, though. I told them they could suck it. They had no idea what I paid for them, which I paid a good bit for them. And that was back in the day. But anyways, it's a brown bag civilian mountain house long range patrol type ration. Over on Steve's channel, Shocker should have one on his channel too, I think. I still have one somewhere to review myself. A couple. I think I still have 2 of those left. I sent one to Sticky Fingers too. They're highly collectible because they don't exist anymore. But anyway, he pulled that Fig Newton out, and it was dry as a bone. I mean, it was super, super dry. And he showed that by, like, crumbling it up around the fig, and the fig was real dry and hard. So that's one thing that can happen to a Fig Newton. Or it can stay moist and darken in color, and it kind of gets a deeper, richer flavor. And the ends crystallize on it. The sugar kind of vacates towards the ends, trying to escape from the moist bar. And they get these crystallized sugar ends on them that are just fantastic. Love them. So, I don't know. I like the old Fig Newtons, but that's just me. So good. Sunshine Eats is Rachel. Wait a minute. Sunshine Eats is Rachel. And for the cause. Okay, Sunshine Eats is Rachel Sunshine, right? I kind of assumed that, but you never know. Thank you, Mr. Blindside, for that info, and thank you for that super chat, my dude. Mr. Billy Blindside. Miss Marilyn, she's still calling him Billy. Billy Blindside. That's I told him at the meetup I was going to call him that, but that's, I don't know. I feel like I'd be being disrespectful, so I didn't want to do that. I'm a nice guy. Usually nice guys don't say crap like that, so maybe I'm not. A little chunk of coffee up in there. And this is really good too. The coffee, and it's straight up like a French vanilla coffee, or a cappuccino. Yeah, the vanilla on its own sucks. Gosh, it sucks. Oh no, I bet you this is horrible now. It's still cold, but let's see. Let's see how this is. That's not bad. Still plenty edible. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be funky. Yeah, that ain't bad. Not bad at all. Got this crunchy by Cadbury. Sponge toffee. 44-gram bar. Whew! I ain't gonna lie, I'm full. I am full. I'm glad I didn't go for this. This will be fine later. That's getting dumped. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. It's going in the trash. It's going down the sink, whatever. Yeah, I agree with Miss Renee. I should have mixed them. But I wanted that coffee. So it was one or the other. Oh, Miss Marilyn, your mom loves these candy bars. These things are really good. Where? I don't have it here. The Australian similar bar. I have one back here on my in my collection that I bought at an airport of all places whenever I was traveling around for the TV show. Went in this amazing candy store that had stuff from all over the world, but it also had like vintage throwback candies everywhere. And I bought a bunch of candy cigarettes and stuff when I was in there. Just a bunch of really cool stuff. And found those candy bars from Australia that I loved so much. See, this is sponge toffee here. The Australian one is honeycomb. It's amazing. I'm not going to lie. The Australian one is a little bit better. But they're both really, really good. So, but I think I paid $7.99 for one candy bar. I paid $16 for two of those things. I felt like such an idiot. But where else am I going to get them? Outside of someone from Australia shipping one over. And the only reason I'd had one is because of Dan. And, yeah, if it wouldn't have been for him, I wouldn't have known to buy one. So, I'm thinking about taking you guys outside, having a cigarette. Yeah. What do I got in here? 3 cigarettes. Wow. Well, here goes one. Still got one more in my stuff from New York. So I'll still have 3 left. Getting down there. I've got to find another can of cigarettes sometime soon. Or I'll be opening a pack soon too. So, but I need to open a really vintage pack. I'll take that. Take this. And we're going to walk outside. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Hopefully I don't lose my Wi-Fi signal. If I do, we'll have to come back. So let me get everything unplugged here. Bear with me. Hang on. Get this lighter from K-Man. Off we go. Oh, sorry guys. Hopefully there will be enough light. Hang on, let me go get. Here, I got one right here. Yeah. Yeah, Sebastian, buddy. Want to come out with me? Come on. Get Stella. Come on. Or not. We'll see if you guys can even see me once I get over here. Probably not going to be able to. Oh, crazy. Hang on. Look at this. Hang on. Let me flip this camera around. You guys see that? What is that? Oh, you got a new toy? What is that? Carrying the Gerber. Hang on. Let me get down a step here. There, still there. They're moving. I don't think so, James. It's quiet. Those seem close. Or not. Hey, I believe in UFOs. Sorry. I do. You know, I'm losing the chat. Let me see if you guys are going to be able to see me. Alright. Probably not very well. Boom. Let there be light. That's a lot of light, but let's see if I can get it set up. Yeah, there we go. Now that's a firework, obviously. I don't see those lights anymore. Landell says, drug scanners, we get them here all the time. They use FLIR to look for... Oh, yeah, no. That's definitely not what... Yeah, they definitely wasn't no chopper, man. It's quiet here. I could hear a pin drop on the road. First they abducted Fireball Fred, now they're gonna... I'd be open to it. I'd love to be taken up in a spaceship. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. What is that in the camera? Right here. What is that? That is so fucking weird. Huh. Because I don't see that. When I turn around, that's not what I see. Huh. Anyway, thought I'd end the live stream out. Camera flipped around a little bit. And Tommy T, what's up, man? Oh. Got the old camel here. Loved in eating history. Well, thank you so much, man. That's awesome. You know, I don't talk about that TV show enough, and it kind of, honestly, I think it just kind of got lost in the COVID madness. Actually, I know it did. It premiered right in the middle of the highest ratings ever, and I do mean ever, for all the news channels. Not just a news channel, all the news channels. They were breaking their own records consistently, day after day, from the end of March all the way through April. And that, our show premiered at the end of March. And instead of people tuning into our show, they tuned into the news channels trying to watch stuff about COVID. And it's really unfortunate, man, because I feel like nothing like our show's ever been done before. Our show's format is I would prefer to have it a little bit different, probably, but with the time constraints that we had, with COVID popping up and all of our editors having to be sent home, not being able to be in the editing suite and actually working a regular job like they knew how, they got sent home, had to do all their work from home. So I gotta say, they pulled off some pretty amazing stuff. You guys only knew half of what went in to them making the show happen in the amount of time that it happened. Just first of all, just the amount of time that we had to make it happen anyways was very short. From the word go to the time that it hit air was very short. And they actually pushed our premiere date back twice, I believe. I think it was actually supposed to premiere in like February 10th or something. It was early February. And then it got pushed to the end of February. Or, no, the beginning of March. And then it got pushed to like March 12th or something. And then it got pushed to March 25th. So, yeah, 26th. Something like that. So, yeah, it was, there was a lot of, I don't know exactly what happened there. Other than the fact that they were running out of time. All the COVID stuff started happening. New York went crazy. We were in the heart of New York City. Obviously, we were right smack dab in the middle of New York City, Times Square, more or less. Um, Sharp Entertainment is the one that actually produces the show. Sharp Entertainment is the same people that produced Man vs. Food. They produced Doomsday Preppers. They produced um, right now, like their big thing, their big show. Of course, most of you guys want to know what I'm talking about. 90 Day Fiance. That's their big. That's their moneymaker right now. I would have to say, because that stuff is blowing up social media. There's memes everywhere about characters on the show, and I'll give you my opinion on that. I feel like um, 47 days of being sick. Thank you, Jesus. All pretty much better. Yeah, Rachel. I was probably sick close to that too. Looking back at it, I had I had a solid 3 weeks of not being able to smell or taste anything. Then I had the first initial symptoms of actually like flu symptoms. I was sick for like 3 weeks. Then that kind of died down and I couldn't smell or taste anything, and also like other mild symptoms for about another probably 3 weeks or a little better. I mean, you can go back and log through my live streams and see the progression of like how I was feeling, because I'm sure I talked about it. I haven't done this myself, but I'm sure that that's a pretty good log of how COVID goes. I'm almost positive that that's what it was. Like, I can't think, unless I had some weird strain of the flu, which is possible. But considering where I was at, which was in the heart of New York City, I came home very sick, and it turned into this, like, I think it was about 2 months that I had symptoms, because not after I got over the not being able to smell and taste part, which was it was over 3 weeks. Then I couldn't breathe. Then I couldn't catch my breath, and that lasted a solid 2 weeks where I just could not take a deep breath, and that was miserable. I could have picked that up anywhere, but I mean, obviously, like I said, I was in the heart of it. I was in Brooklyn the couple nights before I came home, and they had a big outbreak in Brooklyn because I had never been to the Brooklyn Bridge. I'd been to New York so many times, and like that was one of the goals of mine. I was like, oh, I want to go to the Brooklyn Bridge. I want to go to the Brooklyn Bridge, and I never went. And finally, I was just like, screw it, I'm going, and I did. And then I had troubles getting back because they shut my subway down right after I got off of it. Like, they shut my subway station down, and I couldn't get back the same way I came. So, which meant it was like I ended up walking to other subway stations and interacting with a lot more people, and all that could have been prevented. I feel like I should have just not went. Could have prevented all that, and I probably would have never got sick. But one thing I'll say is, if that's when I picked it up, the onslaught of it is quite quick, because it was like 2 to 3 days. And I always heard that you don't get sick for about a week after you're exposed, which I've always thought was bullcrap. Personally, that's what I've always thought. Always thought you got sick, within you could get sick in a day or two, but I'm no medical expert. I do not know what I'm talking about. Let me just put it that way. But I've always felt that way. But it was 3 days and I was full blown sick after that, because that was on a Saturday that I went, and then it was Wednesday when I came home. No, maybe it was Tuesday night. I can't remember. I think it was Tuesday night I came home. So I would have left Tuesday morning. So it hit me. It had been 3 days roughly. inspired me to make MRE videos. Nobody actually inspired me to make them. The reason I started making videos in general was I'll try to give you like a quick timeline. So I found out that they put cigarettes in old MREs, and I collected old cigarettes. Like, that's one thing that I done, was I collected old tobacco, hence the name Oldsmokey. But after I found that out, and I started kind of getting into like buying the older food and stuff, I realized, I don't know exactly when this was or at what point, that I could possibly, maybe one day, eat the same food that my grandpa ate. And I had an accident at work. I got hurt. I can't talk too much about it, I don't think. But I got hurt, and I'm on, still assisted to get around with a cane and whatnot. But because I went from working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'd have 2 days off, and I'd work 7/12 days, have a couple days off, then I'd work 7/12 nights, and I'd have like 4 days off, like 3.5, 4 days. And I went from doing that for years, worked this job for years, and then I worked on towboats before that, where I worked 6 hours on, 6 hours off, 6 hours on, 6 hours off. So I worked that, you work 21 days straight, 6 on, 6 off, 6 on, 6 off, 6 on. And then you get 21 days off. 21 days on, 21 days off. So it's a very odd schedule to be on, and it's impossible to get used to. Like, there's no possible way that you can get used to working 6 hours on, 6 hours off, because you at most get 3 hours of sleep at a time. It's torture on your body and your mind. But to get back to, I went from doing that, working all that, doing all that stuff, to being hurt. And, I'm not saying this is the only, because I could have started making videos anyways. There's a good chance I would have. It just kind of fits my personality and what I do and who I am. But I just kind of was figuring out technology more, I guess, and figuring out how to do things. Not social media wise, because I've stayed away from social media, but YouTube wise. And I started making very rude and crude videos that were unedited and very crappy. I can't stand to watch my old stuff. Anything that's unedited is rough. But that's the reason I got into it, because I went, I was stuck in my house, in my bed, mainly, for almost 2 years. Had multiple surgeries, and was pretty sick. Had a PICC line in my arm that ran from right there all the way up, and a line ran from that hole, which was, you could have stuck a pencil in that thing. Anyway, that hole all the way up through my shoulder and down into my heart, where they pumped antibiotics directly into my body. Got very sick from that. That's why, I don't know, I had a bunch of stuff happen that over the last 4 years and a few months since this initially happened, that it's changed my life dramatically, in many different ways. So the reason I got into making videos, I would say legitimately the inspiration behind that would have been to try to have a meal that my grandpa would have actually had. Something that he could have held in his hands that maybe he didn't eat and got put back, or somebody else ended up with, just something that he would have actually been able to hold in his hands at that point in time, to eat the exact same food that was produced at the time that he was fighting during World War II, the fact that I could actually accomplish that and eat something that he would have eaten was fascinating to me. Like that, to me, was just something I never thought that that would be something that would be possible. And whenever I got into finding out more about the old tobacco, which I've researched a lot back into that, and it's there's quite an interesting history to the tobacco side of military tobacco, and military is the reason why smoking became popular. Rolled cigarettes and smoking became popular. Um, during pre-World War One, during World War One, they handed out tobacco rations and rolling papers. They weren't pre-rolled cigarettes, and they were not giving them this tobacco rolling papers. They'd give them tobacco. I can't remember the amounts. I think it was like 2 or 3 ounces, maybe more. Maybe it was like 6 ounces of tobacco. So many rolling papers. They'd give them like 4 or 5 ounces of chocolate. Maybe, I don't quote me on the amounts, but they'd give them chocolate, tobacco, rolling papers, and donuts. Now, the reason that the military was giving these guys this stuff was not for their use. It was not for them to have a cigarette when they wanted or some chocolate when they wanted. They gave them this stuff so that they could trade these items with locals to get what they needed. If they needed food, if they needed shelter, if they needed water, if they needed anything. The purpose of these items was for them to trade these items. Well, a lot of those guys weren't trading off the tobacco and the rolling papers. They were rolling their own cigarettes. Now, they'd trade off the chocolate and the donuts, but they were keeping the tobacco and the rolling papers for themselves. Or they'd trade off a cigarette or two here and there, especially over in France. I read some about that. That they used some of their tobacco up whenever they were in France trading for stuff that they needed, like water, shelter, food, etc. So the reason that tobacco and smoking cigarettes became popular is because all these guys were being handed this tobacco and rolling papers and they weren't trading it off. They were using it themselves, and they liked it and enjoyed it. Dude, I hear you, buddy. That's that stray cat that I've taken in that had the collar grown into his neck that I had to cut out before I started doing that TV show. The night before I left, it was the first time he ever came up to me. He'd been around for a couple months. The first time he ever came up to me, and I finally was able to grab him up, snatch him up by the scruff of the neck that night, took him in the house, cut that collar off of him, and then I had to leave the next morning. And he was on his own. We kept food out here for him, but nobody tended to his wound. So when I came home a month and a half later, however long it was, 2 months, however long I was at that shooting the TV show the first time, he was in bad shape when I got home. He had a horribly infected wound that went all the way around his neck. Like, it was disgusting. Just yellow pus and ooze. And that's been 9 months ago now, probably, roughly. About 9 months ago, something like that. And when I came home, I cleaned it with alcohol. He hated that. Cleaned it up really good, dug all the crap out of it with my finger, and then I took this ointment that I have and just jam-packed it full of this ointment and left it. Cleaned it a couple days later because that ointment stayed in there for about a day and a half. And I gotta say, he's still not healed all the way. He still has a probably close to a inch wound on like the underside of his neck right here. It was the worst spot. It was where the collar was grown in the worst, and it's it's still open, and it's still scabbed over, and it's still not closed. It's still not done. So I try to get him healed up, but he is the loudest cat I've ever had. He is mega loud. Like, you can hear him from a mile away, probably. If it was quiet outside, and you could probably hear him a mile away. He's so loud. Yeah, I should have I should start a cat channel or something, just like messing with cats and feeding cats, because I did rescue my neighbor's kittens that they weren't alive whenever he passed away, killed himself. They were born right after, but yeah, I bottle fed and raised those things, and gave as many away as I could. What's up, Cyanide Cookies? I was just talking about the that Australian candy bar that you sent me. The one, I think it's called Violet. Violet, I believe, is what it's called. Something like that. It's got like honeycomb in the center. It's like freeze dried honeycomb is what it looks and tastes like. Yeah, guys, hit them thumbs up or down. Either way, not picky. Just let Google know what you're thinking. Any constructive criticism or anything like that, I'm more than willing to listen to that. Violet Crumble, that's it. Yeah, it's and I meant to bring that candy bar out here. I don't think I did though. That CT sent, so we can walk back in there and I can try that thing out. Because I know Miss Marilyn said her mom really likes those candy bars. Crunchy, with an IE, not with a Y, I think. Crunchy. So they are having a party down on the riverbank. Obviously, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's quite loud. Let's see. Microphone. Can you guys hear it? Somebody's doing a really horrible job at some karaoke right now. Yeah, it's quite loud. Not as loud as the cat. You're right. But not as loud as the cat. The cat is really loud. He is really loud. Yeah, they're some sort of alumni party or something down on the actual riverbank, not at the American Legion, which you see in the background. That's their outbuilding right there. But the American Legion, it's like dead over there tonight. There's nobody over there, and it's Friday night. It's usually hopping. Let's see. There's more of the parking lot right there. Still don't know what those lights were whenever we first came out here. But, yeah. All right. It was nice to have a little bit of movement to the live stream, right? Not so static and stuck in one place. Change things up a little bit. Make our way back in. Try out this crunchy bar real quick, and then I'll close out the live stream. Boy, it smells good in here compared to outside. I don't know what the deal was with that. Yeah, I thought I left it in here. There she blows, the crunchy bar. These are unbroken too, which is quite unusual when you get them here in the U.S. So it's broken now. Broken now. This is courteous, or courteous. What's the word I'm looking for? This is Wow. Compliments of CT. Good old Canadian trucker sent this along with his trucker ration. Look at that. Look at that stuff. Doesn't that look awesome? It smells just as good as it looks too, by the way. Oh, I wasted half a bun. It's alright though. Give it a try. Mmm. It's so buttery. And the way it dissolves is just fascinating. It's a unique eating experience. It turns into a sticky, chewy type of gooey toffee. But it like, I don't know. Hang on. It dissolves. It's really good. I'll be honest. I could go without the chocolate on it. Just the toffee inside's awesome. Really, really good. Mmm. Yeah, Butterfingers are way, way, way different. Butterfingers are peanut butter too, aren't they? One of my favorite candy bars of all time is a Zagnut bar. Love that lightly coated coconut with the like peanut butter paste on the outside with makes the coconut stick. And then it also has like wet peanut butter inside the peanut butter crunchy peanut butter layers. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so peanutty and crunchy and sweet and just wholesome and oh. I ain't had a Zagnut in a minute. If you can't tell, I'm kind of fantasizing about a Zagnut a little bit. Just a little bit. That made me really thirsty. I don't know why. But alright, guys. Tomorrow night, let me post another link to this right now. Link to the live stream on the Military Ration Museum channel tomorrow, 5 p.m. That's tomorrow. Let me do that. Tomorrow. Nope, never mind. Okay, hang on. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Military Ration Museum channel. And the link is attached. Boom. There it is. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Military Ration Museum channel. Guys, definitely check that out. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that for Smokey's Wildlife Sanctuary. Well, thank you so much. Dan, man. Dan the man. I don't know what time it is for Dan the man over there, but thank you, man. You ain't got to do all that. None of you guys got to do that. Seriously, you don't. I did touch on maybe doing a, but yeah, by the way, Dan, like, we got to get you something. Like, you need to help me help you. I want to figure out some stuff to send you over in Australia. Because I want whatever I send you to be, like, stuff you really want. Because shipping to Australia is insane. Insane. I don't know why it's so insane. It's ridiculous how expensive it is to ship. I don't know. How many of you guys in the chat chime out? Let me know in the chat or in a comment if you've ever shipped anything to Australia. Like, I do believe it's the most expensive place to ship something to. I'm pretty sure the post office told me that, but it's crazy. But I want to send you a box, but I want it to also be what you want. Like, don't be afraid to tell me some things that you wanted to try from over here, ration wise, whatever. Because guys, Dan's been around since like when I first started doing these live streams, and great guy. I've sent him a box before, I think. Seems like maybe I did, maybe I can't remember. I hope I did. Um, but I want to send another one, and a little bit of a. I can't tell you guys about this is the problem, but how do I put it? I'll be shipping things out for the Patreon supporters soon. Um, I've got something I've got to clear up before then, but as soon as I get that cleared up, things for Patreon supporters will be going out as well. This live stream today, I did do some talking about maybe doing some kind of a contest, and Bob chimed in with a $50 super chat. By the way, Dan, thank you again for that super chat, man. Holy crap! Holy crap! But I talked about doing some sort of a. My thoughts are this: is doing a custom ration or a custom whatever meal, however you want to put it, because it doesn't have to be ration items per se, but a custom meal to have on a live stream. Doing like a 1 month contest. The 4 that are in, like, that's a 25% chance of winning. Um, the actual grand prize there. Sending in a meal that I want to give back to people who want to get involved and care like that. Or even if you want to do it just to try to get something cool, because whatever I send out, whatever the prize is going to be, and I'll make sure I come up with a good prize before I make it official or whatever. It's just kind of me thinking out loud. But I'll put together something that's definitely well worth you going through the trouble of building out a meal and sending it in for a live stream. Like it'll be an international 24-hour ration, something really cool vintage that's going to be for display purposes only, because that's the only way I can send you something if I specify that it's for display purposes only. And I might there's something I want to try to acquire that I think would be an amazing giveaway item. I don't know if I can still get one, but if I can, oh yeah, this would definitely. I mean, the last time I saw one of these going on eBay, it went for like $250, and I'm thinking hopefully I can get one for like $125. But the price, I'm thinking, eBay value is going to be probably right around $300, I would say. So it make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? I want it to be something cool. I want it to be something that I would be excited to get. You know what I mean? So there's my thoughts on that. I don't want to go into too much detail. I just want thinking out loud like this is how it's going to happen. How I'm going to make it come together. And also getting feedback from you guys, because I want to go back through, read through the comments as I'm talking about this, because I can't read them as it's going through. So I have to go back and reread this, which is fine with me. From Germany to Australia, it's about 50 pounds for 50 kilograms, or for 5 kilograms. Yeah, it's probably more than that from here. Let's see, 5 kilograms would be about 15 pounds, or a little more, or right? And it's like 3 pounds per kilogram. No, it's 2 pounds. It's like 2 point. Hang on. Let me find out real quick, so I don't sound stupid. How many pounds are in a kilogram? 2.2 pounds. So times 5, that'd be 11 pounds. A little over 11 pounds for 50 pounds of money. Yeah, that's probably pretty similar to what we have. Flat rate boxes here. We have 3 of them: small, medium, and large. And we also have a bubble envelope. But I think it was Last I checked, it's like $70, 68 or something like that for a medium, and it was like 100. It's over $100 for a large, I think. It's been a while, so don't quote me on that, but it seems like that's roughly about where it's at. And yeah, it's not cheap, and that's if you do the flat rates. If you don't and you go by weight, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what it would be. But if I do it, it's going to be most likely the flat rates will be the way to go, because unless it's a bunch of freeze dried stuff, then it would be cheaper for me to maybe do it by the weight to send over to Dan. Okay, so I guess good food, good meal tonight. Woohoo! Hang on. Read Dan's last post. Tracy is wonderful. Okay, I will do that right now. Oh, I just messed up the camera. Thank you, Miss Marilyn, for the super chat. And Tracy, dude, Tracy is wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and say it for Tracy. Miss Marilyn is wonderful. Booyah! All right, Dan. Oh, there it is. Okay, said you sure did, and grateful I am to you for doing so. Is that the one you're talking about? Well, no, that's no problem, man. I need to do more than that, man. I've kind of gotten lost in other things lately. Oh, here we go. Sent you something a week ago, or a week or two ago. 2.2 kilograms, and it was in the order of a 70A. Not that I mind, but it's good to make it worth it. I agree, totally. Yeah, you're right. Thank you so much, Dan, for sending something along, my dude. You definitely did not have to do that, but you're right. Whenever we send things to each other, we definitely want to make it worthwhile. So, Dan, I think I said this last live stream, but hit me up in an email, and me and you, so we can chat, because I do want to try to get something together, like I said, that you'd actually want, and or slash need, or slash want to experiment with, or want to try something US wise, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anything. Yeah, that's why we need to chat in an email. But all right, guys, that I think we'll round it out. Dan, don't forget to get a hold of me in an email. It is my email is oldsmokey1969 at gmail.com. You can also get with me on Instagram. There's a messenger thing over there, and I'm Real Old Smoky, all one word, on Instagram. What else? That'd probably be the best ways. Yeah, email or Instagram, either way. So, I did create a Twitter, but I have not done anything with that yet. And I'm not on Facebook. So, Jesse Michael started up a Eating History Facebook page for the Eating History show. And he's done a great job with that, which is cool. But alright, guys. That's going to... I think I almost finished pretty much everything tonight. Other than the peanut butter and jelly, and that atrocity. Which, I mean, look at the separation in there. That doesn't look good. It's because it's not. It's nasty. But, Alright, guys. That's been the live stream for this week. Thanks, each and every one of you guys that were way overly kind to send a super chat. You really did not have to do that. But I want to say a huge thanks to you guys that did. Again, you don't have to do that. Second off, I want to say if it wasn't for Trucker and everybody over on my Patreon, I wouldn't be able to have and try IMPs or any of these meals that I have. That's the stuff that makes this stuff possible. Trucker, Trucker hooked me up, and I used money from Patreon to have the money to buy those, so I have content for live streams. If you guys get sick of seeing an IMP, let me know. I think they're super interesting. I didn't expect to see that date bar in there tonight. didn't expect to see tortillas in place of a bun with shepherd's pie. I mean, come on, that was just silly. But was what it was. The Minotaur stuff tonight. By the way, huge thanks to my Patreon. You guys, like I said, if it wasn't for the guys that are going over there and being so kind, stuff like this wouldn't be possible. So know that I really do appreciate that. And I can't wait to be able to get back over there. I keep saying it. Thanks. You'll see. You'll see. No talking, just doing. Anyway, the Minotaur stuff. So, Fukitol had those pretty good. This, really good. I'm a fruit guy. I'd prefer to have the fruit granola, the blueberry or whatever else that they're doing. I think they're doing strawberry and blueberry or something like that. Renee could tell better. But I'm a fruit guy, so next weekend I will be making Bob give me some of the fruit cereal to try out. I'll probably try it out on the live stream next week. I know he said something about everybody putting together a meal that they like, and you guys are going to want to tune in for that because I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you guys this or not, but I'm going to anyways. Bob can get mad at me. But he's going to discount things throughout the live stream, and it's going to be for a very limited amount of time. So you'll have to get them while it's hot, and I'll explain to you guys more about how that'll work. You'll have multiple orders, but it'll be combined, and you know there'll be like every time you have an order, it'll be shipping, but the shipping will be figured out and refunded what you should get refunded. So he did tell me that. So you'll like I said, that'll don't want to miss that one. That's going to be next Saturday. I'll actually be in Kentucky. I'm going to try to get as much as I can set up because I've got other stuff that I have to do right after I go to Kentucky, and I'm going to be leaving from there, going somewhere else, and it's going to be a whole mess that I'm going to try to not be super stressed out and have a bunch of anxiety about, which I already do. But that's besides the point. Anyway, that's next weekend. Don't miss that, guys. You want to be there for that one. I don't know who all is going to end up actually being there. I know me and Shocker's going to be there. Unless something changes for me, I'm definitely going to be there. But Shocker's supposed to be there, and we're going to be like doing the dual birthday thing. I think next Saturday. That's his real birthday. Mine is this week sometime. I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. So, anyway, don't miss that. Appreciate you guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like this stuff, or if you don't. I really do appreciate the ones that'll take the time to just doop. It's free. It don't cost you a penny. Just tap that thumbs up or down. I don't care either way. Thumbs up or down gives Google indication of people actually watching this, because they don't count views or anything. They count feedback, which is crowd interaction with comments after the live stream goes up, or video or whatever, and also crowd interaction is thumbs up or down. So gives them an idea that people cared enough to take the time to hit that little stupid icon. I know it's dumb to me too, but it's the way they operate. And I did want to chat with you guys about that Chaz crap at the end of this live stream. Get your guys' thoughts and feedback on that, if it's anything like mine. What are we doing? Why are we allowing something like this to happen? Does anybody else have an explanation for why? If I come right out and say what I think, I feel like I might tick a bunch of people off. Or I might... YouTube might not... I know YouTube is so left, it's not even funny. As far as their views and the way they censor things. And they've been censoring me, shadow banning me since 2017. So, luckily... Oh, Dan's birthday's coming up too. Well, happy birthday, Dan. Oh my gosh. Well, Fordman, look it up. That's all I got to say. Look it up. It's in total 6-block square. It's a 3-block by 3-block square that these idiots have quote unquote taken over and declared it to be their own country inside of America. And they're anti-police, they're anti-this, they're anti-that, whatever. Here's my point. That 3 block by 3 block square, people lived there. People's businesses were there. What I mean, on what planet do these people have the right to go in there and take what belongs to someone else and try to act like it's theirs? Like, no, absolutely not. And I mean, honestly, I believe this is the closest thing that we've had to the North and South type of deal coming back. I don't want to say it out loud, but CW, because if I say the W word, YouTube will be all over this live stream and demonetize it, all that crap. Now, YouTube censorship's out of control, Fernbark. It is. Absolutely. I can't even say, like, I can't even have a simple conversation, an intelligent conversation, because of what you just said. There's censorship. It's ridiculous. Now, anyway, what if you lived there? What if your business was there? What would anybody be mad at you other than the people that are unrightfully trying to take over that area? Would any normal American be mad at you for trying to take back what is yours? Because they have people walking around with weapons. They have, I mean, it's that's how it is. Like, they think that there's some kind of military. I don't know what the hell they think. I'll be honest. They have to be crazy. This is not an expression of freedom. This is not an expression of being American. This is not. It's not logical. They wanted to form their own country, then they should have went and taken a vacant spot of land somewhere out in the country that didn't belong to anyone, that belonged to the government or whatever. If they wanted to do something like that and really make a point, that's what they should have done. Not taken over something that belonged to someone else. How many other people live in there? Laugh out loud. Thanks, Renee. More than I had before, and a great sentiment behind it. What are we talking about? Yeah, I know, Miss Marilyn. And the fact that they charged that, I can't remember his name, that fella down there in Georgia, in Atlanta, with felony murder for that fella at that Wendy's. I know you guys probably know what I'm talking about. The fact that district attorney, mind you, that right now he's up for re-election, but he's also being charged with some pretty crazy stuff. Like I want to say, I don't know. There's sexual stuff there. There's other things there, but I don't want to say because I'm not 100% sure. But I know there's stuff there. I just can't remember exactly what the charges are against the district attorney down there that put these charges on that policeman that had just been spiked on his head by this guy, had his taser stolen, was fighting. The guy was running away, turned around and shot the taser at the guy. Looked like, anyway. And he did shoot the guy, but the guy could have hopped in a vehicle. He could have went and held someone's vehicle up, or he could have janked someone out of their vehicle, stole it, and then crashed it in. And the guy was obviously intoxicated. No doubt about it. Like, he was passed out in the Wendy's drive-thru. So, for that cop to have gotten felony murder charges means that cop would have had to been doing. And I'm not a big fan of most police. Never have been, but I do and have always understood that they serve a purpose and they have a place. A lot of them do get a big head, and that's that's a problem for sure. And it always has been. It's not something that's going to go away overnight. It's not something that we can cure by doing anything in, anything specific. There's just not. It's one of those things that's always going to be around. Can we try to do better? Yes, that's what I think. I don't think that there's an overnight cure for it. I just don't. But for them to charge that guy with felony murder, that's so outlandish. That means that cop had to be committing a felony and then murdered that guy. So what? It was if you guys see the whole incident, when the cops actually go up, knock on his window, wake the guy up that is in the drive-through. Like, who knows how long he's been sitting there for the cops to actually show up and then have to wake him up, make him pull over, and they were like super cordial. They're like, "Hey, are you tired?" And and they asked him what he was doing there. He said his mom passed away. He was visiting her grave, maybe, and they apologized, like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." You watch the whole thing. I mean, because they were super. Both parties were very cordial up until the moment that they were putting the guy under arrest, and he flipped his lid. And he flipped his lid because he knew that if he got arrested right then, he was going to prison for a long time, because he got a rap sheet, mile long, all kinds of stuff. The guy's rap sheets, it's nothing remarkable, but it's also there's plenty of stuff on there that's bad, including like kidnapping, just it seemed like more like domestic stuff, like a feud between a man and a woman that were married with children. It's what it sounded like to me. What his rap sheet was like. She put a bunch of charges on him, which it is what it is. But I think that it's crazy that guy got felony murder from that district attorney, that he came up with the charges so quickly. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's the stuff that we have going on right now. I kind of wanted to hear what you guys had to say about it, because I interact with you guys on a very regular basis. I'm just curious. I mean, I'm open, because I'll be the first one to admit if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I try not to get specifics if there's something I'm not sure about. Like, I don't want to give any information that could be wrong, so that's why I said I don't know exactly what the guy's charges were. Well, I'll tell you guys something else. And I could end up losing subscribers and making people mad over this, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you guys 100%. I think it's BS that they've turned this into a race issue, a black and white thing. It's not. It never was. That's not what this is about, but that's what they've turned it into. No, and there's no. I'm not generalizing they, because it's just people that have that outlook. It doesn't matter, black, white, yellow, Native American. It doesn't matter, because both sides have all types on both sides. So it's not. There's no generalization going on there, other than their outlook when I say they. So yes, I do see the fact that they've turned this into the Black Lives Matter thing all the time. That's not what this is about. It's not what this is ever about. But that's what they turned it into. And I'll be honest, I'm so sick of turning the news on, or just flipping through, or seeing it on YouTube, and somebody coming on there and talking about slavery. Come on. It's 2020. Slavery has, no. This is not an issue, never was an issue here in our lifetimes. No one that's alive right now is this really an issue with. There might be some really old-timers that had maybe parents, right? Or grandparents. It would maybe have to be grandparents. I'm trying to think of how the timeline would work there. There may be a few people alive, a very low number of folks that actually had it, and they're separated by a generation at least, and most are separated by 2, 3, 4, and many generations. but at this point. So yeah, no, don't play that card. Don't play that because that just makes you look stupid. Sorry, I heard Oldsmokey talking about it and had to come back. Makes you wonder if they overcharged on purpose because they want to. You know what? Jay Watterson. Okay, I've thought about that too, and but to put felony murder, like if you're going to overcharge, at least overcharge for something that's realistic. That's not even realistic. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me. Crazy. Fordman, I won't disagree with that. I will not disagree with that. Human trafficking is a real thing, and it's a real problem. Especially if you're someone who's ever dealt with it or had a relative that's dealt with it. I actually know someone quite well that's was a victim of this, so I know it's a real thing. But at the same time, that's not what they're talking about, Fordman. Fordman, what they're talking about is what Abraham Lincoln fought to abolish. Like, that's what they're talking about. And that's what they're playing off of. Like, you can't continue, like, you can't live in the past, first of all. That's a lot of people's problems. They're living in the past and or trying to use the past to their advantage. I disagree with that as well. If you can't look ahead, move on, try to better yourself, then we're never going to get nowhere. My personal opinion. Let's see what. Let me read through the. No offense on my end, Smokey. Okay, don't know what you said, but okay. The GBI will recommend no charges. Yeah, well, there shouldn't be any. I mean, again, it's very unfortunate that fellow lost his life, but he was doing something really stupid. I think we can all agree on that. It was all caught on film. If that had been anybody else that done that, I mean, I'd feel the same way. If I'd done that, I'd feel the same way. I mean, I'd done something really stupid by being passed out in the Wendy's parking lot or in the drive-thru. First of all, like that's stupid. The Atlanta PD's been trying to get help from the neighboring areas and are being denied. Even Georgia State Patrol won't respond off the interstate. I know, it's crazy. Um, I don't know what's going to happen. Is the thing, like level-headed people, and they don't even all have to. We don't all have to have the same exact views. That's not even close. We just all have to be level-headed and smart about this, and it can be resolved. We can fix this, and this can be fixed fairly easily. This is not like an impossible situation. Not in no way would I think that or even agree with someone who said that. There's no lost causes here. Nothing's so far gone that it can't be recovered. This could be fixed, nipped in the bud, very quickly and fairly easily right now, and that's what needs to happen. Yeah, I'm with you. That state attorney lost his focus. Yeah, you need to look up what the charges that state attorney's got, and the fact I know for a fact he's doing this because he's up for re-election, and he's like, oh, here we go. Anybody who that would side with me, they're going to vote for me because I did this, because I brought this up. Russell Brown says he did nothing wrong. Every man and woman is responsible for their own success and failures. Kids these days think they're owed something. I agree. It's not just kids, man. Like, there's whole... It's not just generations, but it's... Sometimes it's whole families that feel like they're owed something. No, that's not how it works. you go through hard times, you go through hard times. I've been through plenty myself. You gotta you you either take the initiative to try to dig yourself out of a hole, or you stay in it. Even if there was a kick, like they claim, that's a simple assault charge, a few years tops. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I saw one cop get spiked on his head. Um, but when the guy started the fight, what does it really matter? Like at that point, it's you're trying to stop a guy from taking off that's clearly intoxicated and is a danger to the public. I mean, how many people have stories of a drunk driver that killed their daughter, their nephew, their sister, their dad, their mom? You know, it's people like that guy right there that cause those people to have those stories. And it could be prevented. All he had to do was call a cab or an Uber. I mean, he's in a city. You can't call an Uber where I live. Like, you have to plan ahead. If you're going to go do something stupid, like get drunk somewhere, then you better have a plan on how you're going to get home. Like, or stay where you're at. DA Paul is trying to pull attention off of him, and yep, that agreed, Orlando. Yep. Because I knew he had charges on him. I'm just not sure what. Oh, the kick was kicking the taser away. Well, I agree with that too. If we ignore history and try to change history, we will end up making the same mistakes. That is what's happening right now. If we don't learn from the past, wait a minute. We learn from the past, but I agree on point we can't live in the past. Yeah, no, you can't. It's a learning experience. Everything that we go through and has been documented as far as history goes was all learning experiences. You're supposed to do better because of the things, especially the dumb things that we've done and went through. Like, you don't repeat that stuff and you don't make the same mistakes. You do better. Like, I think that's how America's gotten where it's gotten. Like, we were not anymore. We were the most powerful country in the world, but we're not any longer. If the cops had to beat the crap out of him trying to arrest me for something like that, my dad would whoop me even worse when I got home. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, because especially with the way everything's on film nowadays, which thank goodness in some cases, I don't like the fact that I'm constantly being filmed and surveyed. But in a situation like as far as the police goes, I think they should have to have body cams on 100% of the time. If they're on duty, they should have a camera on. They're serving the public. They're working for us, our tax dollars, paying their wages. Then we should be able, if we want to check out what they've been doing, we should be able to do that. And I think it's great that they have to wear body cams. Russell says, let's start with no violence ever. If you have violence in the street, we don't even consider conceding to your demands or for at least a year. Well, yeah, violence is probably always going to be a part of who we are. That's how our country was started and built. Here, let me put it to you this way. Let's just be honest. Sometimes a good fight can get some tension out of the air. Like after it's over, you shake hands and you have mutual respect for each other. Sometimes it takes a little bit of that. That's the way I look at it. But if it's unjust, if there's which most of the time it is, but not all the time. I think sometimes a good fight can hash some things out to where they're manageable. Which is not a bad thing. He is also being investigated himself, the DA. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. The Army National Guard is still here patrolling at night. They are a lot of places. I know they are still in Philly, too. They went overboard with the overcharging to appease the protesters. Yep, okay. The charges will not stick. Not the main one, I'm sure, but, like, just the fact that they've done that, put the word felony in front of it, it's crazy. Charges will not stick as they are not supported with the evidence, and the subsequent acquittal will ignite further protest. Well, that may have been the goal all along then. Now that I mean, yeah, I actually thought about that last night, that could have been the goal. But I honestly don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's not going to go all the way away on that cop, unfortunately. That's what I mean. The state's attorney is focused on his career and not on his job. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not doing his job. He's worried about getting reelected. And so he's still got a good income. As if it was done by design. Exactly. Send you a link to the news. Yep. Yep. Got that. I seen it. I'm not going to read it right this moment. I genuinely don't believe the officer deserved a single charge. I agree, Russell. I think the guy earned his. Yeah, I don't think the guy should have been killed, honestly. But I don't know, man. I've thought this for a long time. I think a lot of times I think cops should not shoot to kill, even though I know that that's what they're taught. I think they should go for like a leg or something, because that's going to stop 90% of people. Like, especially if you hit a bone, like they're done. You can't run through that, man. Because if a bullet goes through your bone, it's going to make your bone pretty much explode. It's not just going to poke a hole in it. Having to resign the morning after APD. Oh, I didn't see that. I don't want anyone to die without trial. Agreed. Yep. But that was I agree. I just think that they should not shoot to kill all the time, man. Like, there's very few instances where I would say that someone needed to be shot at in a way that they needed to be stopped to the point of no more movement, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to say that out loud on my channel because YouTube will take me down. I'm thinking about writing and I think someone like Antifa versus Proud Boy fights are fine. I'm talking about writing and burning down random. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, those Antifa punks. Oh my God, they're one of the worst examples of a person in America right now. They're just, ooh, yeah, really do not like that. But it was justified. You don't take a cop's. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Super dumb for the guy to have taken a weapon from a cop and then turned around. I thought he fired it. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. It looked like he did from what I've seen. But I haven't actually seen anything whether he did or he didn't. I heard, like, it sounded like he didn't. But he definitely turned around and aimed it at the guy. I thought he discharged it, but it definitely, Daniel, it definitely wasn't what they're charging that cop with, I don't think. Which is like first degree or something, which is... but I do feel like when you got 4 guys and 1 guy on the ground, like, you don't need to be so freaking ridiculous like those guys were. Like, honestly, there's no excuse for what those guys done. They killed George Floyd, and it's pathetic the way they done it. Like, they should feel horrible about that. And the guy's family, even though we've all made mistakes, like, people are, well, he done this and he done that. Well, I don't know how he was. He could have reformed himself, and he could have been, you know what I mean? Or everybody deserves that chance, to reform themselves, I believe, unless they do like the ultimate bad crap. There's some things that, in my opinion, aren't redeemable, and I think a lot of you guys would agree with me. I'm just not going to list them, but there's a list of them, of things that are just absolutely not redeemable in my eyes. There's a guy right here in Mason County that I grew up with that just got sentenced to, like, I think 700 years, that did some crap that is not redeemable in my book, and he deserves more than what he got, in my opinion. murder, which is basically you did something so irresponsible that you can basically say you don't care about life. I'm not sure where that statement comes from, so Big Trip's keeping it real. I don't think so, not in this case. I don't. It Anything's possible. I'm not going to say nothing is impossible because anything is possible. But just reading your comment there, um, I don't know about that. That's Yeah, I don't think so. The leg has a femoral artery. Yeah, yeah, I know. But Russell, you can throw a yeah. What's the what? I can't believe I can't remember this. You can throw a tourniquet on there most of the time and get away with stopping that bleeding. You just survive a long time with a tourniquet on. Yeah, I agree. I know that makes it a lot harder. I get it. I get it. So it's hard to aim for somewhere to not be fatal. I get it. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be ready, whether it's natural disaster. I mean, look, we just went from the COVID thing, which everybody was going out stocking up on toilet paper, stocking up on food. Our government literally ordered everything that every military retort pouch producer, let's just say, or Mariqual, Warnick, and Sopacko, everything they could produce for 4 months, which isn't up yet. A couple more months left. Everything they could make, they want. Why is that? Because you know what the government's going to do? They're going to stock their bunkers. They're not doing that to give the food away to people that need it or nothing like that. That food is going to be going into storage. That's where that food's going. I don't know about shooting someone in the leg if they're hyped up. I know that I agree, Foreman. Agreed. But I think you could make that decision by reading the person in the moment. Like this dude was just asleep, man. Like he definitely he's not hyped up on crystal meth or anything like that would be a concern that for that type of situation. Yeah, I learned as a kid cops don't play. Seems people forgot that they use lethal force and demand compliance by routine. I disagree with a lot of stuff that the cops have turned into. Um, oh, thank God that was empty. But some of that stuff can be reformed, I believe, and I believe it's overdue. But also some of that stuff is ridiculous to try to say that you can reform it. Or that it's something that needs or should be reformed. You don't think drunk driving? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'd have to say he did definitely. I mean, he had more than a second chance. It sounds like to me, but yeah, drunk driving is definitely. I don't know if the guy was actually drunk. He could have been on something else, but it doesn't matter. He was definitely intoxicated behind the wheel and putting other people at risk. That's what I'm saying. Those people that have those stories about their daughter, their son. I mean, their mom, their dad, of this drunk driver, this intoxicated driver that passed out behind the wheel or was so messed up they went left to center, hit him head on. And now they have to go without their family member because of that person being so irresponsible and shitty that they done that. Not thinking about anybody but themselves. That stuff right there, that's not excusable. I mean, call it a mistake all you want, but if you take someone else's life that was completely innocent and just driving down the road or walking down the road or riding their bike down the road or whatever, It's a sad situation, man. Sad. Russell. Well, there's a few people in the world that could make a shot like that. Shoot the taser out of his hand. All those trick shoot guys that quick draws or something like that. But man, like that's not a shot that a typical person can make. Even if you're a good shot, this guy was running away. No way. There's just no way. No freaking way. I mean, even a leg shot would have been tough. Let's be honest. Um, and that's you stopping, taking a deep breath, squaring up, and aiming. And it would have been tough. But I saw Batman do it. Cops should be trained to do it too. Okay, now we're being funny, which is fine. That's good. Yeah. Okay, Russell. There is room for reform. I agree. We should have cops training a minimum of 1 day a week. If they're full time, they train like 2 hours a month at most in most precincts. Yeah, I know, right? And yeah, you're probably like that's a lot of them probably don't train at all. Yeah, 2 hours a year. Yeah, yeah, I could see that absolutely. De-escalation, yes. Non-lethal force, yes. Make them incredibly proficient, yes. And I think it should be a more of a demanding of professionalism type of position. If you can't, I've saw way too many, especially in the age of cameras now, of power trips going on. Not, of course, not all of them are bad. Most are good, but it's the bad ones that we see. You know what I mean? And the bad ones are usually really bad. So, anyways, I know I've talked you guys' ears off enough, and you guys probably don't even want to hear about this. So, going to wrap it up. Leave a comment down there in this video if you want. I'm definitely open to hearing what you got to say. Um, I'm learning. I think we're all learning through this process. This is all new. This is all a thing that 6 months ago we could have never dreamed this was going to be going on. I don't think that this was something I thought was going to be going on this like it is. Um, I have said that something like the North and the South thing, the CW, was going to happen. I've been saying that for years. I just didn't think this was how it was going to happen. I really didn't. I thought it was going to be a completely different process. But I honestly, I thought if it did happen, it'd be a slow process. I didn't think it happened so quickly either. Um, and when I say slow process, I don't mean like months into years or anything. I mean like you'd have seen it coming. So anyway, thank you guys for listening to me babble. And I do appreciate you guys listening and chiming in, and I like to hear what you think and what your thoughts are on the current climate. Because to not talk about it and ignore it is kind of a wussy move. Let's be honest. Like YouTube's not going to like it. That's fine. YouTube they're so left. It's not even funny. Um, so they're definitely going to be pulling for some stuff that I disagree with. I try not to be either way. I try to be in the middle and listen to both sides the best I can. So that does I'm somewhat impartial to either or. And it's hard to stay that way sometimes, but and I know there's technical terms that we could get into there that would be different, but that's where I stand. I try to listen to both sides and listen to their logic and but you have to be intelligent about what you're saying. You have to think about what you're saying before you say it, or I'm going to ignore you. And I see a lot of the news covering people that are not thinking before they speak, and they're giving these people a voice that don't deserve it, and that the garbage that they're spewing doesn't need to even hit other people's ears that may be as impulsive as they are. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking about a lot of the mainstream media is just letting anybody say anything about anything, and some of the crap that they're spewing is just that. It's crap. It's just ridiculous. And by them saying these things to such a wide audience, because everybody's watching the news right now, it may inspire some other idiot to think and speak the same way, and then you get a chain reaction. You get what I'm saying? I know you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, you can't just let everybody say anything they want. You can say anything you want. You just don't have to have a news channel with millions of views to give you that voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That does kind of irritate me a little bit. But all right, guys. Again, thanks to everybody tonight. Super chats, Patreon, anybody who stayed for this live stream, anybody who hit the thumbs up or down, either way, I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate all the food here. Minotaur. I would, if I were you, if you're gonna place an order, get you, if you like this type of stuff, definitely get you some of that. The last week, the freeze dried milk. Holy crap. Legit. If you like onion, pick you up some of that French onion soup. Great. That's going to be some great cold weather food. I can't wait to have some of that during a nice cold night or something. It's going to hit the spot. It's just one of those things that kind of warms you up from the inside out. You just, it's nice and wholesome, and it has a very home cooked feel to it too, and taste. So good stuff there. I would recommend trying out any of the stuff that I've actually had from Minotaur recently. It's all been really good stuff. The corned beef hash meal that I had last week was that MRE Nation? What was that? I think I threw that bag away. Yeah, I did. So I can't remember. I think it was MRE Nation. But anyways, I will see you guys next Saturday for the crazy live stream from Kentucky, celebrating me, Shocker's birthday. I know we're going to be doing that there. Going to be doing some kind of fire sales for Minotaur that are going to be like every 30 minutes. Stay tuned for that. Don't miss the live stream tomorrow for the Military Ration Museum. Let's see what all Ruler Yak pulls out to show us that he's got stashed away for the Military Ration Museum. Like, super looking forward to that. And I really am. I think he did a great job with his first, modern live stream last week. And I'm looking forward to seeing that one and many more, because we want to make this Ration Museum a real thing, and we want to make it something that we can touch other people with, touch other people's lives, and show them our passion and our hobby. We can show them, and the history. Oh my goodness, the history behind rations and how rations have affected our day-to-day life, because military food technology has touched everyone in the world. Period. American military food technology has touched everyone in the world, just about. I mean, outside of like some Ugandan tribe that's never seen civilization. You know what I'm saying? Like, just about everybody. But all right, guys. I guess this is where I say all I got left to do is say I will see you guys on the next live stream. Later.